Ladies and gentlemen, you know I do documentation over conversation. I have in my possession Reggie the Wright Jr.'s proffer agreement. He said that the U.S. attorney wanted to do one with him. That's not what the document says. Oh yeah, we caught him in another lie. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy Delray Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm gonna get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, recently Choke No Joke had came out and informed us and had recorded some things off of Reggie the Wright Jr.'s and Bomb First, Lies First, or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, from their channel on YouTube, right? And Reggie had admitted that he had immunity, and he said, "I have immunity, but I really need to see what it is the kind of agreement that I did with Greg Kading." You remember when I was arguing with Greg Kading, he was saying to Gullible John from Bomb First. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a copy of what it says. As of recent, they did a video over there on that channel, and they were trying to explain that the U.S. attorney offered Reggie the Wright Jr. a proffer agreement, but he didn't sign it. That's not what it says. Let's get right into it. I'm going to take you right there to the document. Look here. Here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is right here. Now, April 14th, 2009, has the lawyer, right? See, Reggie tried to show you this from afar. I'm going to let you see it up close. Now, let's do it like this. We're going to scroll down the document, right? Okay. As you see, from the United States Attorney, Central District of California, April 19th, there's the lawyer's name, the law office, and all of those things, right? Check this out now. It says, "You have been advised that your client, oh, let me make this a little bit bigger so that y'all can really see what I'm proposing here. You know what I mean? Here it is. There you go. Now, you have been advised that your client, Reginald Wright, wishes to meet with the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, this office, for the purpose of making a proffer in connection with the above referenced matter. This office is willing to meet with you and your client under the following terms and conditions. You and your client understand that A, this agreement binds only you, your client. This office, it does not bind any other law enforcement or prosecuting authority. Law enforcement personnel will be present at the meeting, the meeting that you're invited by this office. This agreement is limited to the statements made by your client at the meeting to be held on blank and does not apply to any statement made by your client at any other time, whether oral or written or recorded, right? D, any information provided by you on behalf of your client is covered by this agreement as if it had been provided by your client. Wow. E, this agreement does not provide any protections to your client not expressly set forth herein. 2, your client will respond truthfully and completely to any and all questions put to your client at the meeting. 3, except as otherwise provided in paragraph 4, 5, 6 herein, the above captured case, and in any other prosecution that may be brought against your client by this office. I only have the first page. That's all I need. I don't really need, because the other stuff is basically the thing that I'm most attracted to here is Reggie tried to make it seems as if that they wanted to do a deal with him, and what the letter basically says, you have advised me. They talked to the U.S. attorney, and they wanted to do a deal. You have advised me that your client, Reginald Wright, wishes to meet with the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, this office, for the purpose of making a proffer in connection with the above referenced matter. This office is willing to meet with you and your client under the following terms and conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tried to show us a copy that was unexecuted. We know for a fact that he can't be trusted with nothing that he really, truly, honestly says. We know for a fact that this documentation right here is a real document with the date and so on and so forth. So when we talk about the things that Reggie has said about various people, calling them snitches, calling them all kinds of different names, and mainly him and Choke No Joke go back and forth, and he calls Choke No Joke a rat and all of these other things, right? This paperwork right here confirms to me, well, he's already confirmed it out his own mouth that he said the only time I cooperate with FBI is against crooked mayors and niggas that he don't like. That's what Reggie said out of his own mouth. But this documentation right here, this is powerful, man, right? It says, you have advised me that your client, Reginald Wright. So evidently Reggie's lawyer reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office and wanted to do a proffer agreement. He wanted immunity, or basically what they would call a queen for a day deal, right? Now, this was the unexecuted copy, if you will. So now, we don't know if the copy was executed or not, but that's not even the point. The point of the fact of the matter is, and I know many of you guys are not surprised, is the fact that Reggie did a proffer agreement. For what? It had to do with the Biggie Smalls murder. And so, like I told you before, the Teresa Swan thing, whoever she is, and all of that stuff, and whatever that relates to, I understand, right? But you got to understand, when the first situation first came down, Reggie said that the Teresa Swan called him up and said, Reggie, they got me. Why would she call Reggie? Why would Reggie be offered a proffer agreement? What did he know? Who did he tell on? See what I'm saying? He's been running around calling everybody else snitches and bitches and, Genie and, somebody ratted. This here is documentation of information. I don't even have to see this signed copy. The fact that I seen this copy with his name on it and that he wanted to do a proffer agreement tells me all I need to know. So the other day they did a video and they had the document. When you do a document, right? I'm gonna tighten it up for you. So I'm gonna show you how they did it. They did it like this. They did the document like this. No, a little bit smaller than that. It was like this. so you couldn't actually read it, right? But here, when you make it close up and you blow it up, right? When you blow the document up, you can clearly see what it says. Your client, Reginald Wright, wishes to meet with the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. This office for the purpose of making a proffer in connection with the above referenced matter. That's all you really need to know. And so, once again, Reggie has been obfuscating. Reggie has been lying. Reggie has been disrespecting people, calling people names, making salacious allegations against people that he can't back up with paperwork. When we have the paperwork right here. So when I say Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., not from only what he said out of his own mouth, but from proof, paperwork like this. This is just the unexecuted copy of the agreement. See, he executed it and sent one copy and they copied that. I'm going to keep this one so, I could say that I didn't do it from that perspective. April 14th, 2009. That's all you needed to see. The rest of it is whatever lie he wants to come out and tell us now. For all of the names that he called me, for trying to sue me for copyright infringement and defamation and all of those things were baseless and fraudulent. And we see now why he's so perturbed about when I call him Reggie the Rat. So much so that he had went to YouTube. And you guys seen that video where YouTube refused to take down my videos based on the fact that they were fair use. It's just as simple as that. And so you see it here. U.S. Department of Justice, United States Attorney's Office, right? Reginald Wright wishes to meet with the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. This office for the purposes of making a proffer in connection with the above referenced matter. Amazing. And he's been calling me names. I didn't even know this guy prior to finding out any of this information. Like I said, he got jealous that me and the Art of Dialogue did a video and it did crazy numbers, proving that Tupac was not signed to death row when he was supposed to be the all-knowing authority on death row, but he didn't know that. And he did not have the paperwork, the contract and all of that, the bail agreement, the bail guarantee and all of those things. And we brought him to the light. And he tried to make a video acting like he was clowning me, but when he was actually trying to capitalize off of the success of the video that me and the Art of Dialogue did. Right? So now we know for a fact when I call him Reggie the Rat, here's another reason why, among his own admission. Yeah. Your boy Delray, straight gang.